Hey everyone, how's it going? I have another tutorial video for you today. This one will be about the cold start procedure for the Ka-50 Black Shark that we have here in DCS. It's a little bit of a complicated startup in my opinion, a little bit more complicated than most of the what's typical of the Western aircraft, but this being a Russian aircraft, there's all kinds of switches and everything that we are going to have to flip. I would also recommend going to your special settings in DCS and setting the cockpit to English if you do not speak Russian, because it just makes it a lot easier to understand if you are an English speaker, not a Russian speaker. So anyway, the first thing that we're going to do is come over to our right horizontal panel here that has all these switches. We'll come to the front of it, lift up these covers and turn on our battery 1 and 2 switches. Check your inverter, make sure that it is in the up position to auto. Next thing we'll do is turn on all of these radio switches here, and additionally our fuel quantity switch right above that. Next we're going to come back here and flip down the switch, the power plant switch for the hydraulics, Ekron, self-test system, switch this one here, down, lower the cover. And then we're going to come up here to the INU heat and power switches, turn those on. We are also going to sorry, I'm getting distracted. Okay, we're gonna switch this switch here, this knob, the nav master modes, to operational, and we are going to turn on the nav power switch here on the right side, and directly below that our standby SAI will turn that on. And you can see we have this master caution light flashing red. Just press that to stop that. Next thing, turn on the Abris, turn on our targeting navigation system power. You can also turn the helmet mounted sight switch on, but I'm not going to do that right now. I typically turn that on once I'm getting into combat and I need it. Next thing to do is we are going to arm our fire extinguisher with this switch here. So we will open that cover, flip it up, and then close it. Turn on our ejection seat system, all 3 switches there by raising that cover, flipping those switches, and then lowering the cover. Next thing we will do is come down to our left side. You see this black switch here, or black lever. Lower that to lower the rotor brake, and then we'll press page up twice to move the I'm blanking on the word. The throttles, I'm sorry, to the auto position up. So that's, I pressed page up twice, so it's just here right below that metal, but without lifting it up. And now we'll come back to our right vertical panel. I think I said horizontal earlier, I meant vertical. Turn on our forward and aft fuel pumps. If you have external tanks on either the inner or the outer pylons, turn on these switches for the respective tanks that you have. We'll turn on our left and right fuel shutoff valves, as well as our APU shutoff valve, close those covers. And we will come back here to our engine control and our electronic engine governor switches, left hand and right hand. Turn those on, close the covers. We'll come back over to the left side to where our other engine controls are for starting and stopping the engines. Make sure that this switch is in the middle to APU, which it is, and press start. You can hear that kicking on. And you'll see the temperature go up here, and it'll stabilize at a little beyond 600 degrees Celsius. Also, you can close your door by pressing right Control and C, or clicking on the handle over there, because it's going to start to get loud. And the next thing we have to do is start our engines. So the first thing we're going to do is set the engine selector switch with a left click down to left hand. And what we're going to do is press the start button. We'll come over here to the right side on our instrument panel, and we'll watch our engine RPM start to go up for engine number 1, which is our left hand engine. And then immediately after that moves, we're going to come back to the left hand side, and we are going to move our left engine cutoff valve forward. So we will do that. Press that button. Watch our RPM, starts to go up, shut off valve forward, and we'll wait for this to stabilize. So watch your temperatures, watch your RPM, make sure that's going up. Start to see our rotors turning as well.
Смотри экран.
You can check our RPM for that on the left side of the instrument panel here.
Смотри экран.
Your RPM might surge a bit up to there, a little bit too high for a second, and then it'll drop down and stabilize. Alright, so we can set our right engine, same procedure. We will left click our engine selector over to the right hand position down in the bottom right, press start, watch our RPM. That goes up. Same thing, right hand engine cutoff valve forward. Let this engine spool up. You can see now our main rotor RPM has stabilized. Almost there. Alright, that's stabilized. Now we can set our engine selector back to the center, to APU. Press APU shut off. You'll see that, hear that shut off and see our temperature go down. And then we'll come over to the right panel and we will lift up the cover for the APU fuel shutoff valve, turn that off, close the cover. Next thing we'll do, still on this panel, IFF on. We can uncage our standby SAI here. Next thing that we can do is, we can come up here to our, if it's dusty conditions or if there's icing, then we can switch the de-icing switch on or dust protection on. But only do it if you have to do that because it reduces the engine power. So if you're really heavy, like we are, I'm not going to do that because like I said, it reduces the engine power. Next thing, come back here, turn our countermeasures on, our countermeasure power switch on, and our laser warning receiver switch on this back right-hand panel here. Next thing we can do, turn our data link power on, set our data link master mode to whatever you want, set it to COM. We can set our stability augmentation channels on, pitch, bank, and heading. Next thing we'll do on our Abras here is come over to this where it says nav. I don't know why when you set the cockpit to English, a lot of the lights and things here in this display, it's still in Russian, but press this, press it again and again and again until you get to this page, which is like the early warning radar page basically. And sometimes this will say that it's not powered up or not aligned. I don't remember exactly what that means, but either way, come over to the left side of our instrument panel, turn the ODS on, which is the onboard defense systems. Turn that on. You can set this back to nav if you want to. Set your interior lighting as needed for your conditions, but it's broad daylight, we don't need them. One thing I forgot to do is your AC and generators left and right, make sure that you turn those on. I'm sorry about that, that slipped my mind. Now, anyway, you can sign out. So, thank you for watching. Hopefully you found this helpful, informative, useful, etc. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comments. If any ideas maybe for other videos or requests for other videos, tutorials, or any other ideas, let me know. I'm always looking for ideas and things to do for these. So, anyway, I hope you have a good one, and I hope I'll see you in the next video.